Hello, Pisces Sun, Capricorn Rising. It is time for your year ahead reading. We're going to start off with a little bit of astrology, though, first. With that Capricorn Sun, no, I'm sorry, with that Capricorn Rising, this is how other people view you, or this is a side of yourself that you're most comfortable sharing with people outside of your personal circle. Capricorn can be very practical. They are service orientated. They really love helping people, lending a helping hand. They're very comfortable taking charge if that's what's needed in order to make sure things get done. They're ruled by Saturn, which means that your whole chart is ruled by Saturn, which is a bit of a taskmaster. Saturn wants to see that you learn the lessons and you do things the right way, which leads you into kind of an area of somebody that people can trust to get things done, especially if you're successful and good at it, and somebody they can depend on. Now, with that Capricorn rising, that means your sun is most likely in the third house, which is the house of communication, of short term or short distance travel, so weekend trips and things like that. That may be your favorite way to get away or relax. And communication is really the key part here because with your sun there, when you're communicating with people, you're really touching them or communicating on an emotional level. You know how to speak to that side of things, to incite or to get an emotional, to engender an emotional reaction. So if you were in sales or something like that, you tend to appeal more to the emotional reasons for why someone may need something or want something in their life. Okay, let's get into your cards. Now, I'm going to pull 12 cards, one for each month. I label these cards 1 through 12 just so that I don't confuse them. And month 1 for you is going to be March 2025, and month 12, February 2026. So let's get started. We have your month 1 here, 2, 3, month 4, 5, these cards, 6, let's lock them all in, 7, 8, 9, and then 10, 11, and 12. And then on the back of the deck for an extra message or maybe a theme of the year, we have the 4 of Wands. So I don't know if you're part of a big celebration or some big event that's coming up, maybe toward the end of the year, but you may be very much involved in the planning for this. This could be something like a wedding. It could be a graduation. It could be a christening or something like that. But it is going to be some type of event that brings 2 different communities together to create something new, or to create a third community or a third something that benefits both sides and unites them at the same time. So again, weddings can do that. Children can do that. High school or graduations, I say, because usually when you're inviting people, you're combining both the family and friends along with the colleagues and the people from work. It could be a retirement too. That would do similar things. But you already know that this is emotion, it feels like, and you're a part of this along the way. You're part of the journey and you're enjoying it and sharing that with everybody else that's involved. And it feels good for you. You're enjoying that. Especially with that Capricorn rising, they probably reached out to you almost right away. So you may be leading this in some way and organizing things to make sure everything gets done, keeping track and so on. All right. Now let's get into your individual months here. We're starting off here in month 1 with the 10 of Cups. It's a very positive beginning. The 10 of Cups is a happy family card. This is a card indicating that you are supported, that your family feels complete. Whether that is just your friends, it's your made family, you're created, you're found, or your birth family, it feels complete. You are fully supported and loved, and you have a safe space there. The other parts of the family feel the same way with you in there too. You are a key part of this. You may even be the backbone of this. But it's a good place to be, and maybe you're celebrating birthdays or something like that here in this month. But it feels like everybody is happy and it's a bit of a joyful vibe. Maybe it had to do with maybe the announcement of this or something like that that fed that, but it feels like things are good from that perspective. So good times, or at least good With family, things are good here in March. In month 2, we have the 10 of Wands. So tens are indicating completion. We have 2 in a row here. Family is doing great. The problem is you may be taking on too much, more than you can handle or more than you should handle. That's what month 2 is pointing out. You need to delegate more. You can't be taking on all these tasks. You need a bigger team. You need to set up the rules and boundaries right away. You need to be clear about what it is you are willing to do and what you cannot do, and what they're going to need to find somebody else to handle. Because if you take on everything, you are not going to enjoy this process. You will be exhausted, worn out, energy drained, and it will turn upside down for you. So, for your own benefit and the benefit of this whole thing that you're going to be working on, put up some boundaries. Let them know what your limits are, because you do have limits. You need time for yourself, for your own personal life as you're doing all of this and working toward the big grand celebration. Do not take on everything. Period. Do not say no. No is a full sentence. If you need to follow it up, let them know if they want this to turn out nicely and well, then you need additional people to help, or other people need to take on some of the responsibilities. Okay, month 3, we have the 7 of Cups. This is a bit of an analysis paralysis or spoiled for choice kind of a card. It's in the Cups, which is that emotional, intuitive piece. So because you have so many options in front of you and it's hard to narrow it down or decide which one is the right choice, this is a choice for you, by the way. This isn't in reference to the event or anything else that's going on. This is something that's for you personally. And maybe that's why it's harder for you to make a choice, because you're always thinking of everybody else and making choices for other people or things that would benefit other people. This needs to be about you. This needs to be about something that is for you and you alone, that benefits you. First and foremost, that's the number one rule when you're making this choice. It doesn't have to make sense to anybody else. Nobody else has to be happy about the choice that you're making. Only you. So when you're thinking or looking or reviewing the options in front of you, put aside the logic, put aside the finances, put aside all the practical pieces or things that you might normally consider here. This is a choice you need to make from your heart, based on how you feel. This is where you really, really need to leverage that Pisces Sun of yours when making this choice, and trust yourself. If it feels right for you, you'll know it. That is the one for you. And again, it doesn't have to make sense at all from a practical or logical perspective. It just has to feel right. And that's how you select. That's how you get the right choice for you. Month 4, we have the 6 of Swords. This is a card indicating maybe there was a recent argument or something like that, or something's been going on where there's been miscommunication, and you've decided to move on from it. You're going to stop revisiting it. You're over it. You're moving forward. With the best of intentions, you are moving forward. The other person doesn't have to agree about that. They don't have to come along with you, but you are moving forward. You've disconnected mentally from that, and you are already on your way. This is again about communication, because it is swords, or information. Maybe somebody had given you some bad information, or maybe this is a vendor or something to do with this event that you were trying to get in ahead of time with, and maybe they had the wrong date. So follow up on things. Follow up to clarify and verify dates with anybody that you're getting involved with here, if this is what this is for, or even in your work life. Validate everything to make sure everything is correct, that dates are correct, that things are lining up properly, and everything is starting to fall into place from that perspective as far as a project at work goes. This is essentially you not losing sleep over those misunderstandings. It's water off your back. You're like, okay, well, let's just make sure we're on track now and confirm and validate dates again, and then I'll follow up with you again each month just to confirm that things are still on track. That kind of a vibe. It's not something that has you worried, but it is something worthy on following up on, or worth following up on. And then in month 5, we have the Six of Coins. Coins is an earth element, very grounding, very practical. Capricorn is an earth element, an earth sign. This is a card of reciprocity. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Each person making a deal or helping someone in some way that also gives you something in return. So it could be just feelings of goodwill in return for helping somebody out. It could be maybe somebody needs help but they don't want to ask for help, or they don't want to just have a handout. Maybe they okay, I can say this. Maybe you need their help with the planning or whatever this bigger project is you have going on for the year. You say, well, in exchange for you doing this and straightening out this closet or doing this, I will give you this in return. So they are working for what they need, and you're getting a clean closet or whatever it is you need out of it. This could even be some sort of artistic exchange, also, that could be part of this, although it's likely to be along the lines of more practical because this is earth energy. So something to do with home, or maybe they're very good at cooking or baking, so they're going to create some like meals for you for a week or something like that. There's creative ways you can come up with this where both sides get satisfaction out for the outcome. And then in month 6, we have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is a teacher of sorts, a professor, somebody in authority who knows what the rules and the regulations are, how things typically work out, what you need to have filed, etc. So this could be somebody you're working with. I want to say legal matters, but not really. Maybe the researching of it to find out what you need to do. So let's stick with our example here. If this is some sort of wedding like that, how soon and how far in advance do we need to get the licensing? What is required in order to get the licensing? What is the order? What is the lead time, and things like that? Or maybe if you want to have alcohol at your venue, maybe you need to check with the venue if they even allow that, and then if there's permits and things like that that you need to do. Or there's permits in general for whatever kind of venue or thing that you're working on here. It's worthy of making sure that you're checking with that. So you could be meeting with somebody with the city or your community in order to make sure that you're doing things in the proper and correct way, that communication is very clear. Because remember, your Pisces Sun is there in that house of communication. So you really want to make sure everybody's on the same page and everybody stays excited, kind of hyping things up a little bit. This person is going to be more about, yes, this is the order that things need to be done. This is your timelines. By this date, this date, this date, you need these things. Here's the forms. You would find them here, and so on and so forth. Take notes, ask questions. They appreciate that. That is what they're there for. So don't hesitate. And you shouldn't. You probably won't with both your Capricorn and your Sun where they are. You're more likely to ask the questions. So a very good resource for you, especially if this is maybe it's some sort of community event that you're working on and working with maybe a corporation or a partner, and this is maybe is like the intermediary or somebody between you who's trying to coordinate both sides of things. So you're in charge of the community side, kind of, and then we have the corporation and somebody in their side, and then we have the coordinator in the middle. That's what this person kind of feels like. They're setting the tone or the terms for making sure everything goes smoothly from a legal kind of perspective. All right, and then down here in 7, we have the Nine of Swords. Now, this is a tougher card. This is a card of anxiety, of nightmares, of insomnia. This is being in your brain and just circling around and circling around and circling around. It's not necessarily analysis paralysis. This is fear of what's coming, fear of the future, fear of things going wrong. So you're stuck in the future, so much so that you can't function in the present. So you need to find a way to disconnect from the future and reconnect to the present moment. There are many different ways you can do this. There are professionals out there that can help you determine that too. Probably Googling it may help. But things like, because your water element, maybe just putting your hands in a bowl of cold water to bring you back in the present and how that feels on your hands, how the water feels on your hands. Things like that. What do things smell like around you right now? What are you hearing right now outside or in your home? What sounds do you hear? What do you have around you? A couch, a chair, those books. That one book I've been meaning to read. It might be a good time to get that book out right now and read it to help calm yourself down and bring yourself back to the present moment. So you're not worrying about things that have not happened and will probably not happen. So bring yourself back to the present moment and just know that this may be the month that you struggle with that, and that's okay. Give yourself grace as you're going through that too, and recognize that you are in control of this and you can get yourself out of it. You have the tools you'll need. And if you're still struggling with that, again, ask for the help. People are out there willing to help you. Even calling this person maybe can help calm your fears because they know how these things go. And you say, that's not even you're already getting things. So stop. Focus on the things that you guys need to be getting done right now and not what might happen in the future because it's highly unlikely. Which is also indicated by this next card here in month 8, the Sun. The Sun, beautiful, warm, comforting, healing. Sun is about joy and vitality, embracing life and all it has to give. So this is a month maybe where you are reconnecting with people, with family. Maybe there's some special thing going on with family or friends, or maybe there's just a little celebration for everything you've created up to this point or the success you've had to this point. Maybe this is a month where there are showers, baby showers, wedding showers, or some sort of mini celebrations going on that's celebrating you a bit. It's not things where you can just attend, you're not necessarily in charge of. You can just relax and have fun and laugh and feel the joy and get back into that flow again and help you release some of that energy there too. And then we're just following right into it with the Empress here in month 9. The Empress is the creator, the mother of the tarot deck, the most nurturing, caring card. You may have a big creative burst of ideas here in month 9. You may be inspired to start a new project. And this feels like it's something personal for you. Maybe it's like aftercare or something like that after this big event is over and you have time to relax. After everything's put away, after the wind down, now it's just your time. What are you going to do? It almost feels like a little bit of home remodeling of some type, something for you, setting up maybe your own home office or creative space of some type. But play with that, enjoy that, chase it down, feel that. Take a little time to yourself to just to get into a flow state and have some fun with it. Dream a little bit. Create, envision the future of your space and how it looks, how it feels, what it smells like, all of that. Embrace that. Ride that wave. It feels like really super good energy for you here. And then we jump right in. You have 3 major arcana cards in a row. So this is a significant shifting point for you. The Fool in month 10. Whatever this is that you came up with here in month 9, you are just going for it here in month 10. The Fool is the very first card in the tarot, the one that takes the journey through the major arcana. They have no idea what they're going to meet along the way. They just believe that it's all going to work out, and they're willing to take the leap of faith to find out. Because staying where they're at, they're just stagnating. Nothing's changing around them, but they're evolving inside. They're ready to grow. They're ready to bloom. And that's the energy I'm getting for you. You're ready to bloom. So you're going to go for it. You're going to start setting things in motion so that you can have your own little celebration after everything else settles down. But there's things you need to get started on here in this month so that everything's ready when you get there. Again, with the planning with you in that Capricorn. And then in month 11, we have the 9 of Wands. You're near the end. You're almost there. It's maybe the celebration is in this next month here, or right around this time, January, February 2026. 9 of Wands is indicating you're tired, you're worn out. You've been through some battles, but you are not giving up. You have enough in you to push this through and see it through to the end, because you know it's going to be great. You know it's going to be a huge success. So you're going to gather up your energy and you are going to make things happen and you will push it through. So this is kind of you shoring up your own energy and your own sense of determination and the steadfastness, especially that Capricorn has, to push things through and make it happen. So you have that in you and you can get it done. And it will be spectacular. And then in month 12, we have the Knight of Coins. This may be, so court cards in general are other people that in your life or that you're working with or that you run into that can have an impact on you in that time frame. Here in month, what is this, February 2026 with card 12, the Knight of Coins. Coins, again, that practical earth energy. Knights in general are out there learning and gaining experience. So they've already had the schooling maybe, or they've read the book, whatever. Now they're out there trying to figure out how it actually works in real life. Trying to apply what they've learned out in the real world. And what they're learning as they go is that not everything goes by the book here. So they may be struggling a bit with that. Now the Knight of Coins in particular is the slowest knight in the book. They are going to take their time. They are going to do things step by step. When they reach a failure point, they will scrub it and start from the top with a slight change that need to happen at that point. See if that works. And they will repeat that and repeat that and repeat that until they have success. Now, it can be frustrating. It can be annoying because, again, they are going to take their time. They're going to be very thorough. But once they do figure it out, they have improved the process. They have foolproofed it. And it is something that is solid and that will work and is very high quality. And it's going to last a very long time. So this may be somebody you're working for this month. It does feel like it might not be related to the actual event itself. So this may be something else going on, whether if it's with work or a family member, or maybe somebody you're mentoring in some way. Just know that they do things a little bit differently. Because of your Capricorn, you may be a little bit more tolerant to this than, say, a fire sign might be or an air sign. You have the patience for this. And maybe that's what this is somebody has said, I am struggling in helping this person understand or supporting them in what they're going through and what they're trying to figure out. Is this something you could take on for me? Could you take this over? You are also an earth element as much as they are. You're not necessarily the same element, but you understand the need with that Saturn ruling your chart to take your time and really make sure you're getting it right, to go through the process. So I think you're going to be there helping lead this person through that process, helping to guide them, while still letting them make the choices and decisions, but you're there to support them and encourage them when they get frustrated as they're moving through the process. This very much feels like a mentorship type of deal or something along those lines. But you will learn from this and they will learn from this. They will learn a lot from you and be very thankful. And that may carry forward into the new year and lead to other things along those same lines. So keep that in mind, that there's more potential in that than what you may first see. All right, that is what I have for you, Pisces Sun, Capricorn Rising, for your year ahead. Please hit that like button. Please share this with others. Please comment below to let me know if you resonated with this or not. And please subscribe to help me grow my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you later.